First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Sa yung movement of promotion to the group level. How many years again with Global Dominion?
Technically, around 20 and a half years.
Bakit technically?
Technically.
May meron
so
pong
late
before.
2005. Yeah.
And it started 2003, so talagang 2 years after its inception lang.
Yep.
Nag-join ka na
2
kagad.
years. So baby pa lang si Tito.
Okay lang, para wala
Hindi
pa
pa na
naman.
tayo.
So, 21, 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost 21.
Tagal na, more than 2 decades. What would you say is a customer story na hindi mo makakalimutan? I'm sure marami yan, pero
Yeah.
yung pinaka, I don't know if it's weird or probably inspiring.
Yeah, I guess a lot of yung inawardan natin nung, I think, was at 2021. I think, when we really recognized our clients. Hindi ko na lang i-disclose dito, di ba, yung mga pangalan. But it was just really unforgettable for me na meron tayong clients na nag-umpisa talaga sila ng maliit na business. I think it was just a retail store, di ba, yung trading. And then eventually, nagka-coffee shop siya. Tapos, nagkaroon siya ng mga iba't ibang negosyo, no, dito sa, all the way in the Visayas. So that for me is a story, no, of how really yung loans natin can really be a driver for growth, no. It's not, nakakatuwa kasi it gives the entrepreneurs really an opportunity to expand, to test. Naman, di ba, from trading, I think that was soft drinks yata, tapos nag-coffee shop siya. So talagang the spirit, no, of creative, not even related, no, pero parang you can see na the funding that we gives an opportunity for ideas to take place. And another one, pwede bang 2 tawag? One is really isang trucking, or din 3 depende. A trucking business na we started with us with 1 or 2 trucks, no, and ngayon na siya, no, nag-expand na yata siya ng I think almost 20, parang 20 trucks. And of course, no, yung ating may famous na dealer.
Oh, yeah.
Na dealer natin, my favorite story, no, yung story na ng Dash Car Pro na nag-umpisa sila with 1 car loan kasi lang siguro siya ng pondo pabili ng inventory niya. And from there, he has expanded to, so much. No? I think he's now into motorcycles and things like that. So, I'm so happy for him, no? And I think now he's become one of our partners also sa dealerships. And this is an example of how really these small loans can really snowball, no, into something that you least expect, no, together with the usual ingenuity ng Pilipino, madiskarte, and technology, no. I think those things have really come together, no, conspired, for the Filipino entrepreneur.
Lalo na yun kasi from customer naging business partner, and that was in the middle of a pandemic. But
In the middle of a pandemic,
Perfect
imagine.
Oo.
Talagang, lang talaga, nakaka-admire, no, yung that spirit of never giving up, finding solutions, and just good old-fashioned diskarte.
Before these stories, did you envision or ganito ba yung nakikinikinita mong work of financing in the community and society, especially in the Philippines? Yun ba yung nakita mong role niya?
Yes, absolutely. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, no? And yung hirap talaga ng paghahanap ng kapital, di ba? Tapos, syempre, it pa sa relationships, no? Ng mga, of course, that also is important, di ba? Your family members. But minsan talaga, kulang, di ba? And that's actually a good thing kasi it means your business is growing. There is demand, no? So, I think what Global Dominion was able to do is also to customize how it's parang how we design the product line, the payment scheme, the collection experience, the the early engagement, no, the support for our clients to be able to access more funds and in the frequency that is up for them. So, did I expect it? In a way, yes. Oo, no? Siguro it's very surprising lang, siguro mga 10-15 years down the line, na nakikita mo talaga yung fruit ng mga ginagawa natin araw-araw. So, if I'm honest, no, the days in GDFI are really filled, no, with a lot of the management, the meetings, the decision making. And you don't really feel it until time has passed, no? And then you see success stories. Like,
And you see for yourself.
you see for yourself na ito pala yung nagawa nung decision na yun, nung pautang na yun. Basta napunta siya sa talagang hardworking Filipino entrepreneur with integrity and the willingness to really work hard. Kaya success is ano talaga.
Talking about your work, what would you say is your proudest parang leadership achievement within GDFI, within Global Living?
So many. But siguro to put it all, it's working with people who start here and of course they have basic knowledge, common sense. And
Not so common anymore.
And also, yeah. Simple people who probably think they don't know what they're capable of. And then, after a few years, they surprise themselves. Diba? They surprise themselves. When you think about it, nabibilim sila sa sarili nila. Dahil kinaya pala nila mag-lead ng isang team, create this kind of results, na pwede pala. Diba? Ay, alam naman dito, no, it's very fast-paced. People really accelerate to roles, whether or not they think they are ready. But sometimes you don't need to be that ready. You just need to be courageous. No? And sometimes, a lot of us think that we need to know more. But if you know just enough, and then given a role, you will figure it out. No? Yun, so many leaders from GDFI, and I've said this many times, no, that really is my proudest result. Results like what we were able to create in GDFI doesn't happen just like that. And so, yung totoong produkto talaga ng success ng GDFI are the people that made it happen. Made it happen!
And it's almost as if it's a dream in the beginning kasi parang 2 or 3 years pa lang si Global Dominion when you joined. I don't remember how many branches pa lang yun when you joined. And then, how many branches na ito ngayon?
Yeah.
Ganun mo siya, napalaki.
Oh, well,
about
hindi
it.
lang naman ako, no. It was really the work of a lot of good people who took on the challenge, no. And I think the growth happens in the actual doing of the thing. That's where confidence comes from, no. And we're lucky to have met really good people who challenge themselves, who challenge each other. I remember you challenging me. Ayoko. But, okay, I had to do this, diba? And people really getting out of their comfort zones for themselves and for the good of others. No? So, yun. Those are, and I think leadership is really a lot of practice of the values, no, that you know that you have in yourself, and it's been a very fulfilling journey and a lot of fun, and a lot of trying things, and if something's not working, try again, diba? And just be okay with that.
Talking about values, pabaliktad naman kasi you helped the company grow. How did the company help you personally as well? Malaki ba ang contribution ng companies to your personal development, would you say?
Oh, wow. Yes. I've always been a big investor in personal development, no? So, kumbaga, I'm a big learner, no? And GDFI has been kind of short of saying I don't know how it will be taken, like a playground for ideas to be tested. No? And I'm so happy and I'm so grateful, no, that our principals or leadership gave us the freedom but guided, no? Sige, try mo to, no? And then let's see how it happens. So it was a very, I think 20 years ago that was new, diba? I mean, ngayon lang recently nauuso yung mga
Sandbox.
sandbox, so think out of the box, mga ganyan. But I'm very lucky kasi the leadership of Global Dominion was also very open. Kasi how else will you carve out your space? How else will you be different? No? But by trying things here and there. No? But of course, grounded in certain parang fundamentals din, di ba? And as far as growth, my own growth is concerned, it was kind of an experience of theory and practice. And we discover something new. I grew as a person because, syempre, sometimes you have these ideas of how a particular innovation or particular initiative would turn out.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? But then again, be open to how it will turn out. Sometimes, and then you just have to surrender, no? We can't control everything. There are just some decisions that have to be made. Sometimes the decisions are not easy. But again, that's where the growth comes from, no? It's asking ourselves or myself, no, what is the best for GDFI at the moment? And accepting the fact that sometimes not everybody will be happy, no? And but that's where the growth is. It's about being honest. It's about being courageous. It's about taking the next right step, even if you don't know what's gonna happen 5 years after. But just the confidence to say, even if it's the right or wrong decision, we'll never know. I'll be able to deal with it anyway, right? And I think the relationships we built with each other, because we had similar values, and these values were very important to us. We built very strong relationships because there was a lot of trust built within each other because we were consistent with each other, diba? I don't know if I'm already talking about the financing company. Pero I think that's why GDFI has grown to what it is, no? Simply because of those values. It's a very people-heavy business, no? I wish we could automate many things. I think some things are being underway naman, diba? But end of the day, the Filipino entrepreneur, the Filipino client still wants to be supported and still needs that human connection at the end of the day.
And it's good that you talked about trust kasi that's also a fundamental in the financing business. So, parang what the customers need is apparently, based on your story, what also employees in the industry needs.
Yes, very human, it's a very human need, no? So, of course, we're open to innovations such as AI and digital transformation. That's all really something that we should aspire for and work towards, no? Because the technology is there and it really has the promise of improving our services, no? But the human connection is still for me, the main driver in this case and in the Philippine market.
Especially the Philippines.
Especially the Philippine market.
I just have to go back to this. You talked about being open earlier. I know you for being open and for having that skill of listening to other people. How do you strike the balance between being open and being firm? With I'm sure that's difficult, no, to manage. Na parang okay, there are times that you probably need to listen to be innovative about this, and there will be times na just have to set the direction.
Yeah. That is the job of the leader. To pick. To make a choice. And when making a choice kasi, I heard somewhere, no, but ang decision, ang root, ano yun yung root word niya, parang to cut. I don't know. Let's, check na lang. But when you're making a decision, there really are trade-offs. And so, it really takes a discernment, no, from a leader, from a good leader. And I do my very best to choose to make a choice that is best for GDFI. Not for me, not for, for anyone, but really for the company. Sometimes it's inconvenient for me. Sometimes the easier choice is to not make a decision. But that would be a disservice to GDFI. And I would not be doing my job if I did not make decisions. So, listening naman is very important because it's data. It's information. But end of the day, we have to bring it up to the big picture. There are a lot of experimental things that we can do, but then we ask ourselves, is this something that we wanna take on a big scale, or can we pilot it separately first and see what happens there before we move on and take it to the next level? I think that's kind of a basic innovation process, diba? So, ganun lang din. But, because of my experience of working with really great people, a lot of feedback coming from the ground is really the information that I need. And siguro I credit it to my initial training, no, as in marketing, is that we really need to listen to the market. And I remember our very first conversations is let's just meet them where they are, right? Let's just focus on, let's see if we can take them to a next level. But sometimes that's not within our control, right? But the listening is that my training siguro in listening happens both not just to listen to the market, but it also happens in the people. Sabi nga, how you do one thing is how you do everything, diba? So yun, for me that's data, that's also data eh. Anecdotal, pwedeng hindi, pwedeng talagang based on the numbers, no? But listening not just gives me information, but for me, it's my way also of valuing the people that I work with because they are valuable. And just having that experience. And of course, I would like for people to give me even more data.
Yes.
So that we can make better and better.
Speaking about people and data, how do you think Filipinos' preferences or demand for financing will change in the years to come? May mababago ba?
I feel so we're living in this age of information, and people are getting their information from various sources. Sources that we never imagined we would get sources from, from abroad, information on entrepreneurship, fintech. So I feel that the Filipinos will get more and more financially literate. Kung sa behavior, hindi ako sure. But end of the day, because there's so much information reaching Filipinos, Pinoys are becoming more and more financially educated. Concepts on entrepreneurship, seeing people becoming successful as entrepreneurs. I feel that that will encourage more and more Filipinos to take that next step. So the demand will increase, but they will also demand for better service, right? And I think even the regulators have heard that, and they're now really imposing certain regulations to really improve yung service nila. So yeah, and then I think with the competition coming in, players will be forced to really keep on innovating, and seeking ways to be more efficient so that we can add more value to the clients.
Balik pa rin sa value.
Yeah, balik pa rin sa value.
Down to my last question. Global Dominion aims to be the top financing company in the Philippines by 2028. How far do you think Global Dominion will go in terms of that goal?
Very, very strong potential. The culture is there, the product is there, the history of triumph. There's a history of winning already. And so I think and a lot of our senior leaders are still here, bringing in that sense of, that pride, of how they all built the company, teaching this to the new guys, together with how things are being done, new thoughts are coming in. So with that, I think, and of course, a very strong, board and leadership, the support of funders, locally and internationally. I mean, it's got everything that you need to succeed, diba? And and then yung continuous learning pa din is still there. That hunger for learning more and adding value, it's all there. So with that being said, it has very, very strong potential, to really reach that goal.
Do you see international expansion in the horizon? I mean, finally going to dominate globally. Global Dominion.
It's very, very possible, So of course within the group, some steps are being done, underway. It has its own sets of challenges, but that's still in the horizon. I think our neighbors in the ASEAN are learning more and more that there are more similar things than differences, in the way we do things. So I think it's just a matter of figuring out how we can best serve our Asian neighbors, so to speak, with what we have done here in the Philippines. So again, there are many models outside actually of ASEAN, that are similar to ours, but on a bigger scale. So again, that just goes to show the potential, with just the right additions to the ingredients to what is already a very, very good mix of successful or good elements of financing business. So that same discipline, that innovation, consistency, drive ng mga tao could also be very could be the ingredients to launch outside of the Philippines.
And that's actually my last question. Maraming salamat,
Hey,
Ma'am Pat. Salamat
thank
ulit.
you.
Thank you. Salamat. Pwede nang dumaan yung dadaan. Nakita ko sa message si Den. Pwede